And then you moved back to Blythe.
Yep.
And you took another 2.5, 3 year hiatus.
Yep, exactly.
Gosh, you'd be good at doing like heroin and stopping for a little bit.
For sure. Oh, yo.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like you love
right.
it.
You're right.
Welcome back to another episode of Medium Podcast. It's your host, Melissa Nami.
And it's me, Connor.
And today for our guest, we've got comedian and podcaster Nicky P.
Yo. What up, everybody? How we doing?
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing great and fucking fantastic. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for being here, man.
Oh, no problem.
I've low-key been trying to avoid having you on because you're like my one of 3 friends, and if people knew that I was only having my friends on the podcast.
I get that. I get it.
You know?
Yeah.
In the most endearing way possible. Mm-hmm. How's your day been, man?
Great. Fantastic. Once you told me you were going to invite me on, I was like, all right, let me make sure I have a nice, full, productive day. So, like per usual. By the way, it's been beautiful today. The weather is fantastic.
I'm loving it.
It's amazing. So,
hate the rain.
You got to appreciate it because that day it was 88 degrees. A lot of people were complaining. And I'm like, the real summer is coming. Like, it's going to come with a vengeance.
Yeah. And people from California shouldn't be complaining about 88-degree weather. That's still a beautiful fucking day, if you ask me.
100%.
It's fantastic. Like, there's people in Alaska with no sun. They haven't had sun for the past 4 months.
I know. Isn't that a crazy thing that just people on one half of the earth deal with?
Yeah.
Just no daylight for 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then the daylight, I think sometimes it happens when they're sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
You show up to work, everybody's depressed, there's no coffee, the coffee machine's not working. Like, that's a long-ass day. Night.
It's cold, dark days, and then the trade-off is you get twinkly lights during one season in the sky.
I'm okay in the dark. I think I'd like some twinkly lights every once in a while.
The northern lights?
I think I'd live out there for a few months. I don't think I could permanently live out there.
You know what? It'd be an interesting, little journey to embark on. Like, why not?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do 4 months. I could try to do like a week. I want like a microdose of that.
I could do a year. It goes by faster than you'd think.
That's true. A year does go by fast.
We have a friend. Her cousin went and he does for his job. Like he did odd jobs for a little bit. And every spring and summer season, he would go work in the northern part of Canada for the reforestation companies, and they would just be camping out, 6 days a week. Paid 6 days a week. You're there a day where you have to like fish for your own fucking food and stuff. But they just give you trees and you walk around just with a shovel, planting little shrubs, reforesting Canada.
That's tight.
Living in the wilderness.
I couldn't do it.
No?
No way. Not at all.
They get paid per tree. So you can make money. Yeah.
Yo, that's actually a nice, what do they call it? Commission? That's a pretty good commission.
Yeah. The guy was saying, he's like, women do better at it generally because, women have hips. So he's like, you guys can carry the bags of trees better. I was like, oh, it's actually kind of funny.
That's what hips are for carrying bags?
those hips don't lie, man, for carrying bags of trees, dude.
Yeah, Shakira's really good at it.
Yo, wait a minute. That makes sense because it's called Mother Nature.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Check that out. Check that out. So tell me about your beautiful day today in sunny, bright California.
It started off nice and gloomy and kind of hazy or whatever. I don't know if that was over here in Riverside too, but I went for a run. It was nice and cold, chill. It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Just get the little endorphins going.
You're a big runner.
Huge. Love it.
I've heard running is trending right now. Have you heard this?
No, but I'm not surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you heard this? Running is trending?
I don't understand.
Like, it's cool again now, like buying running shoes and going for jogs and stuff. Like the same thing when it was cool when Color Runs came out.
Yeah.
You remember that whole thing?
Is it fashion? Is it because of fashion that it's big again? Like there's some new cool like fit.
I think it's a mix of fit culture being a huge thing online now.
I think it's fit culture. Realizing outdoor culture is another thing.
That's
and
another
then
level.
The hybrid of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like mushrooms.
Yeah. Is that it? Your nature and your brain, man, is awesome. There's unison. But they figured it out.
Yeah.
So you went for a jog today?
Yeah. Usual 3 miles.
Productive day?
Yeah. Hit the gym after. I'm big on my physical. We talked about this before on my podcast. Sorry. Working out is very therapeutic for me. It helps me. So I know when I'm gonna have a long day or something that I might be anxious or getting ready for. It helps me a lot. Just the rest of the day is so much easier.
110%.
Yeah.
I get that completely, especially if I can't work out before my day starts, which is my preferred method.
Me too.
Get the shit out before the shit happens. You know what I mean?
Afternoon workouts don't hit the same.
Yep. But sometimes when you're already gone through your day, it feels better to have that fuel.
You have an outlet.
Yeah. I had a good workout today, and then I topped it off with going outside. We had 2 plants die, so I was like, I'm just gonna go rip these fucking.
Rest in peace.
Dude,
I tried those Canadian plant people.
Oh yeah, I don't know, bro. I tried to imagine I'm gonna reforestation my ass, take this Mother Nature. But I tried deadlifting this freaking bush out of the floor, like a dead shriveled up bush.
Post workout.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I had to grab the cutters. And then I was
it's all right. Technology.
Yeah, right. I was like, whatever. The first one I got out and just like almost fell back.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then that was it. That was my workout. I felt.
They say, you ever see those videos of like those Russian kids fighting trees?
Never.
No, you never see these random videos of like these Russian 9-year-olds punching like bark off of trees.
Yeah, like the little girl. I've seen the one with the little girl, and she's just like.
Yeah,
and just like knocking the bark off of it.
Yeah, it's
wild. Yeah, you haven't seen this, Melissa?
I'm looking at it right now. This is insane.
Like knocking the bark off of it.
Yeah.
Bare knuckle.
What if it falls on her?
Nah, she's gonna beat it. She'll beat it up.
She'll
fucking fight it off.
She'll weave that shit.
Exactly.
Okay, I want to see her versus Mike Tyson after the Jake Paul fight.
There we go. Who do you got?
Is it Jake Paul? Which Paul is it?
One of them.
Jake Paul. Yeah.
Jake Paul?
Jake. Good shit. You know your shit.
I heard that they can't even beat each other up all the way.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. There's probably some rules set in place.
I follow Mike Tyson on Instagram, and his videos of his training are so intense.
I know.
It's like watching a great white shark like attack like a wounded seal.
I'm always so fascinated when boxers are doing the.
Yeah, it's so primal.
Oh yeah.
It's like how else did we fight off like the saber-toothed tiger? You know, like you had to make an equivalent sound to a roar.
when you're trying to fight off a tiger, that's like sounds like more like you're calling it over.
Yo, exactly.
You start doing the little finger pats to get the kitty
It's all psychological. It's all psychological.
I like that you tried to have a nice productive day before coming on the pod.
Oh yeah, had to.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being here. It's really going to be. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of fun, and I want to ask you a bunch of questions.
Oh, I'm excited.
I got a Google Doc for you, bro.
Let's go. I'm ready. This is like my wiki page.
Did you notice that I liked one of your first photos on Instagram yesterday?
I noticed that. I got scared. I was like, holy shit, they're on to me.
I went to 2012.
Yeah, it's my first post ever. It's my first post ever on Instagram.
I looked at the evolution of Nicky P, and I was like,
yeah.
In 2012, your first post that I saw.
That was my first ever time I touched the mic.
And I want to start there.
Yeah.
2012 was your first time doing stand-up.
Yep. I was a talent show at my junior college. Shout out to Palo Verde College in Blythe, California.
Hell yeah.
The Pirates go Pirates. We got a basketball team now. Before we didn't. So, hey, we're getting somewhere, right?
Would you have tried out for the basketball team?
Oh, for sure.
Hell yeah.
If not, I would have been like assistant coach. I might have had some allegations.
Those who can't do teach. Anyway, keep going.
Actually, matter of fact, I think while I was there, I was an assistant coach for the high school team.
Okay,
I didn't have allegations, so let me take that back.
I was good.
But no, actually, it was fun. Like, it was really fulfilling. Like, I knew I was working at Chevron at the time. This was like around the same time I had done that mic.
You worked at a gas station?
Oh yeah, humbled me.
Can we talk about that for a quick second?
Yeah.
Is that scary? As scary as I think?
In Blythe, no.
Well, true, you're right, because that's a small town. You know everybody.
Yeah, you do. But we were pretty busy because we're in between LA and Phoenix.
Yep.
We're in a border town.
When I first met you and you told me you were from Blythe, I told you I drove through Blythe on my way to Sedona.
Yeah.
And I got gas in Blythe.
Hell yeah. You're damn right you did. You're damn right we did. We sucker these people in.
Yeah. I needed some fuel, dude.
Hey.
All right, I get it. Okay, it wasn't that scary. Small town.
Yeah.
So you were working at the gas station.
Yeah, I was working at the gas station. I'm again in a small town. You get to know everybody. You have a very personal relationship with your teachers. They're kind of like your parents to a degree. My avid teacher at the time, I was cool.
Another Avid kid.
Yo, shout out Avid, shout out Avid, shout out all that extra homework time.
Oh, yeah.
It helped me learn how to socialize.
It helped me learn how to procrastinate better.
Yo,
Actually, help me learn how to be more productive in my procrastination. If that makes sense.
Exactly. You can continue to ruminate about what you're gonna do while not doing what you're gonna do.
Taught me how to cheat easier too.
My parents didn't let me take Avid because they said I didn't need help taking notes. That's what they summed it up to.
I get it.
They knew. Damn, they get it. They were ahead of
You
the
should
curve.
be able to take notes.
Yeah. No, so anyways, long story short, I was cool with the principal there and her husband. The husband comes in the gas station one day and he's cool with me, so he's like, hey, if you want to help out with the girls team, like just if you're interested by chance, come on by at our practices. And like boom, 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 things lined up, ended up helping out. It was dope. If I wasn't doing comedy, I think I'd be very interested in coaching. Yeah,
teaching and coaching type of thing.
Yeah,
that's cool. So let's go back to the comedy open mic.
Yeah,
You did the talent show at your junior college.
Yep.
So do you consider yourself a 12-year veteran?
No, fuck no. No.
Why not?
At all. No. Because from that time, I hadn't touched a microphone until maybe 2018.
Dang.
And that was when I was living in Texas. That was like the last year I was living in Texas. I found open mics in San Marcos, which is 30 minutes from Austin. So I was there like a few years before Rogan and everything like really popped off. I was going to school out there at Texas State. Shout out Bobcats, whatever the thing is.
Wait.
I'll never pay off the loan. Sorry guys. No, but that was the only other time I had touched a mic, and for that time I was only doing it for like maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
Then I moved back to California, back to Blythe and all that.
Okay, got it. So that's kind of like what I wanted to ask. Like, when did you actually start like dedicating your time to comedy? When would you say you really started then?
Probably like right after, in between and right after the pandemic, like 2021-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
So around that time.
Was it weird getting into comedy during that time? Like the in-between times?
Yes and no. Like the first time I ever ran into somebody out here, I'd seen the Buddy System doing comedy in what's the one with the cellar?
The one with the tree?
Yeah.
Connor, what's that bar called?
The Hideaway. Is it the Hideaway now?
I think.
Oh, that one.
I know it's connected to the antique store.
Yeah, I think it's the Hideaway.
I seen them doing comedy there, and Aaron Chase and I think George and Carlos, they were all running it together, right? Aaron Chase came up to me. I just went to go watch. I Googled comedy, like when
cool, and it came up.
Yeah,
cool.
When I went to Austin, I Googled comedy my last year living there, and then when I came out here to the IE, I Googled comedy here, and I found out they were doing open mics. Aaron Chase came up to me, and I was just sitting there. I just went to purely watch, just to see what was going on. He came up to me and he was like, hey, are you gonna sign up? Are you a comic by chance? I was like, no, I'm not signing up. I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
And I just sat there and watched him perform, and I was like, dang, like I need to do this. After a while, like of me not going and just watching, I started to get hit with this like really deep depression. And I was like, I need to do this. This is what I'm supposed to do. I was always like class clown, always funny. So
yeah. Well, I think it's kind of crazy that you like took a hit and then you went on a 6-year hiatus.
Yeah.
Right. And then in 2018.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah. In 2018, you're saying you were in Texas, right? And your last year living in Texas, that's when you looked up comedy?
Yeah. Like the last 6 months or so.
What little inkling did Nicky P have that made you type in those, what is it? How many letters is that? 5 letters on Google. Did I get that right? It's a 5-letter word. Yes.
Comedy, please. We got this right, please, for the love of comedy.
No, it's a fucking 6-letter word. Oh my God.
Hey, yo, edit that out. We'll cut that.
All you dumbasses agreed with me. And you know, I said
I'm gullible.
5-letter word because I'm addicted to Wordle. Wordle. Have you played Wordle? You should play Wordle.
Yeah, it's fun.
So much fun.
I need to get back on it.
Yeah,
it helps with vocabulary.
So much fun.
You gotta get on it.
What did you ask me again? Remind me.
So what made you look up that 5-letter word comedy?
It's very cliche.
6-letter word.
6. Yeah, we got to get that right. Let's establish
that was a joke. Stupid joke. I'm done with it. All right.
Honestly, it's cliche, but listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, I was always a fan of stand-up. I grew up on Chappelle's Show, Robin Williams, Jim Carrey, all them. but listening to that and him continuing to talk about like the journey of stand up and like, you know, just constantly, he's very big on like pushing people to do whatever like their passion,
whatever calls to them.
Exactly. So I just did it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And where did you go in Austin?
I went to
Houston. Where were you? Austin, Houston.
I was in San Marcos, so I never really went to Austin, but I was like 30 minutes from there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I started off at this small little cafe. I forgot, it was something to do like the Bear Cafe. I forget what it is now, but like every Wednesday there was like a 6 or 7 p.m. open mic, and I've been going for maybe like 5 or 6 weeks. And I remember one of the last weeks I was there, this guy came up to me and he was like, actually there was another place. What's the name of that famous gay place?
Stonewall?
I went to a Stonewall.
Oh,
there was an open mic at a Stonewall in San Marcos, Texas. Yeah.
Interesting. Very cool.
Yeah, I went to a Stonewall too. I think they were on the same day or like twice a week. I was able to do that.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
How long did you do that for in Texas?
Probably like 3 months.
Okay.
I was doing like 2 or 3 mics a night.
All right. Damn. Yeah. So you were pretty committed.
Yeah.
And that's in 2000 and
probably like 18.
18?
Yeah.
And then you moved back to Blythe?
Yep.
And you took another 2.5, 3 year hiatus?
Yep, exactly.
Gosh, you'd be good at doing like heroin and stopping for a little bit.
For sure. Oh, yo.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like you love
right.
it.
You're right. I'm very good at like.
You can take your time chasing that dragon. Like you're not.
It's so funny because on the way over here and today I was thinking about this. Like it's either gonna be kind of like a deja vu thing, or we're gonna talk about things that I was thinking about. And on my drive over here, I was thinking about like I'm barely finding this out about myself, but I have like a bit of an addictive personality. To where if I love something, like I'm gonna obsess and like pursue it to like the 100th and the nth degree. I've always loved that term in math, the nth degree.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
It just keeps going.
Yeah.
Exponential.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like you were able to kind of avoid that with comedy up until now? That addictive personality?
Yeah. Once it. What do you mean? Could you elaborate on that?
Well, because 2018 you were doing it in Texas. Then you said you came back to Blythe. Were you doing mics in Blythe?
Nah, there was nothing.
You didn't touch a mic again until 2021-ish.
Yeah, 2021-ish.
Yeah, when you moved here. Yeah. So that's just kind of like when I'm saying like you must have enjoyed it. You went cold turkey.
Yeah, cold turkey. That's the other thing I was gonna say.
Is that only because comedy didn't exist in Blythe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think if there was a way, I would have done it.
What pulled you out here to Riverside? Towards Riverside, i.e. Is that? I was gonna do a gang sign, and I'm like, I don't know if I do a real one.
You probably should do a real gang
Just
sign.
make one up. Go there. Yeah. 2 thumbs up. Welcome.
You know what I mean? Like, what if I accidentally?
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, no, for real. I see a lot of I heart IE merch. We got to get that going. You know what I mean?
I.e.
But yeah, no, honestly, one, I had always kind of like wanted to live out here. Growing up in Blythe, like coming out here, it's very dumb and cliche, but the weather out here was always like very San Diego compared to Blythe.
It's not dumb and cliche, dude. Today, for example, I was in Mecca out in the desert, right? I think it's only like an hour away from Blythe, right? 95 degrees today. And then I drove over here, and as I was driving over here, the freaking temperature just kept on going down. I got here, it was 70 degrees. 25 degree difference.
That's crazy. And how far was that drive?
Hour and a half.
Geography, I love it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, especially California. There's every ecosystem here.
I actually love that drive because it's an hour and a half no matter what. It's like traffic's never that big of a factor. But let's keep on going. Comedy didn't exist in Blythe.
Comedy didn't exist in Blythe.
You wanted to come to San Diego, Riverside.
I wanted to come to San Diego, Riverside. You know what I mean? No, and once I came out here, again, same thing, Google comedy, found out about the buddy system scene, found out it was consistent. And almost every mic I was able to go to, I went to. And then the pandemic happened. Stopped for a while. I do a lot of writing, a lot of journaling in that time. Everything opens up and I'm like, I have to go back like semi full tilt compared to like where I'm at now.
Okay. Do you feel as though, and I know this is kind of like a out there question, but do you think you might have experienced anywhere near the same trajectory or more if you stayed in Texas?
Maybe the same. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I definitely know I would have definitely ventured to Austin and done that.
Especially like with what's going on there now type of thing.
If I was living there, yeah.
Yeah.
But because I'm not, no.
You said you journaled a lot during the pandemic.
Yeah, I'd always been kind of like a journaler, kind of like in and out of different periods of my life. But yeah, I started to.
Were you writing jokes during that time or just general
Both.
journal? Yeah.
Yeah, both.
Do you feel like you got a lot of material during that downtime, or do you think living life helps more?
Living life helps a lot more.
Yeah.
Because we're finding out now, and we talked about this, prior, but like things that are topical aren't always relevant. So
Yep.
a lot, where we're at now, a lot of pandemic stuff is kind of like.
People are still doing that stuff on stage too, which is a trip to me.
Yo, people still doing 9/11 stuff.
I'm really proud of myself. I have, well,
Including me.
9/11 just got, I still think it might not be okay to, because I did a 9/11 joke in La Jolla and I got a bunch of like, ooh.
The groans.
And then-
I got a couple groans.
And you
too.
hit them with a never forget, and then they'll giggle a little bit. You know what I mean? But like, it's still like barely becoming more palatable to joke around about. You know?
Barely.
Yeah.
Very barely. Yeah.
Barely. But I mean, if you can do it well, you can do it well.
You
Yeah.
can
You
joke
know.
about anything. Well,
You can, which is, it's wild. I love it. You got to go for it. You got to at least try it
110%.
and go for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have a comedy, like a philosophy to your comedy?
No, really just be funny, be myself and be funny. I feel like I'm still figuring out what that is. Because I think I'm still the guy that's kind of funnier off stage than I am on. So I want to continue to just be myself more and more and more on stage and grow from that. Like,
Yeah.
of course, like you said, living life and experiencing life, that's where you get a lot of like your solid material.
Yep.
Like whether it's relationships, in and out of jobs, whatever the thing is.
Things that are more relatable to the masses.
Exactly.
Versus like when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like not just naturally you can only think of things that are relatable to you.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? Versus like when you go out and and it's always funny because like I remember I went on vacation last year and I wrote, I took my notebook and I was like writing down little things, and it's like I have premises from vacation that I've just never even looked at.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what am I putting off? Do you consider yourself a competitive person?
Very. Yeah.
I heard
Yeah. What have you heard?
some of the boys, you guys have been playing some basketball.
That was fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
And I told, I think I was talking to Sergio about it, and I told him, oh, me and Chantel go play basketball sometimes at the park.
I would imagine you guys would play.
Oh, we play very friendly, and I told him, I told him we play a very friendly one-on-one game. We don't really we'll defend each other, but we don't go crazy.
It's cute. It's like loving basketball.
Yeah. But then I asked him, I was like, are you guys competitive? And without skipping a beat, he's all, Nicky P and Carlos are, or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Carlos is a dog.
Yeah,
Shout out to Carlos. Carlos is a dog.
I'd be on your
Carlos.
guys' level. I get really competitive when it comes to basketball for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a healthy outlet. It's so healthy.
It's really healthy to be competitive. Yeah.
It is. And then you bond with people. You really do.
You see, that's where I have a little bit of like a mental block because I never really played a team sport. You know what I mean? Playing tennis, it was always individual.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That explains a lot.
What the fuck does it explain, Nicky?
Listen, I was a psychology major in college. Just because I didn't finish or get my degree does not mean that I don't know things.
You know why I sit alone now?
No, I mean that could be a no. I mean that could be who you are too. I'm like that too, to be honest. As social as I am, like I love my alone time. I call it like my wolf time.
But to talk, well, I like that.
It's my wolf time.
I like that because you do like being in the pack, but sometimes you need to do your own shit on
You
your
got
own.
to
I like that, woof. Ow.
balance. You gotta have balance. You gotta have balance.
That's my predator sound from now on.
I like that.
So I ask, if you're competitive because I heard that, when it was just like a friendly question, friendly answer from Sergio.
Yeah.
Nothing but friendliness, right?
Yeah, he's sweet. I love Sergio.
Yeah. But I want to ask, how do you see, because I'm not saying, because I feel like I can answer confidently. You're not, you're not competitive in comedy.
Not at all.
You're very supportive of your peers.
I'm collaborative.
Yeah, you're very much of that. You say it very often. You know, steel. What do you say? Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah,
you say
iron
something
sharpens
like that.
iron. Yeah,
that's what you say. But I'm curious because there is, and you know, I think Connor would agree that like the natural relationship between comedy and competition is viewed as high.
I can see why. But here's the thing, and I wanted to elaborate this. I love the way this conversation is going.
Okay, cool.
I play team sports. You play team sports too?
Oh, yeah.
See, in team sports, you realize it's not about you. You realize I'm doing this to see the guy next to me win because it takes us, all of us, to win together.
Yeah.
So you start to learn how to like give a little bit more than you think you're capable of. The guy next to you is, or the girl next to you, or the they is next to you, is going through the same struggle as you. So it motivates you to push yourself and each other more.
Yeah.
And that's where I believe in the 2 C's. There's competition and collaboration.
Oh, okay.
Collaboration is like, I love to see you. I love to see Mike James. I love to see Joe. I could name everybody, especially Siggy. I want to give Siggy a shot. Siggy is growing. I see Siggy growing a lot. But when I see everybody crush, it motivates me to want to crush just as hard, if not more. I'm like, dang, they are up there ripping. Like, I want to do that. Like, I want that for me. Can I try to take that to another level? The competition comes from myself. I feel like that's a healthier point of view.
Yeah.
100%. Definitely. I'm the same way with everything that mostly when I'm competitive nowadays is just at the end of my day, I'm like, all right, I got all my work done today. I'm going to get into some video games and I'm going to like be mad at myself for like a couple hours.
It helps. Honestly, I just got a PS5. Shout out to my boy, Drew. I love you.
And this is going to be a very like silly comparison, but like tennis is very much like a video game where you're kind of depending on yourself.
Yeah.
And then when I say like my mental block when it comes to team sports, it's not because I love that perspective, the competition and the collaboration, right, amongst the team. But like to me with tennis, right, just to elaborate on that, it's like my mistakes are my mistakes. That person's strengths are their strengths. How can I take what I know to adapt to those strengths and not show weakness, right? Versus in a team sport, if we're playing 3-on-3 right now and Nicky P's dragging ass, how do you not get mad?
That's
You
right.
can.
I get that. You can. There's a help.
Well, that's the tough part with team sports, man.
What were you going to say?
You can get frustrated with your teammates, but there's a way to be productive about it. You know,
Call him a little bitch and tell him
What
to
is
get the
it?
fuck out. Because that's what I say to myself when I'm sucking. So I can only imagine what I'd think of another
that's
person.
what I say to the screen when I'm playing a video game. But if that person was sitting next to me, I'd be like, "Hey, man, let's do this instead next time."
Yeah. Okay, so
Man.
right now it's playoff time, so it's kind of cool. I love the way this conversation is going. I love it. I'm so intellectually like turned on.
His brain is working.
There's 2 styles of, I think, like leadership, or like, so I think about it in basketball layman terms. It's like there's Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. Sometimes you can be Kobe Bryant and like you need to shove the guy you're working with, like you're dragging ass, you're fucking up, do this, do that. And then there's LeBron James where it's a little bit more like kind of nurturing.
Is LeBron considered the nicer one of the two?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Serio?
Yeah. Kobe was the snake out there, like not in the way like he was like snaky. He was called the Black Mamba because he was
aggressive. Yeah.
There's a video that I see every once in a while of him like getting into it with an opponent. Not an opponent, actually a teammate in practice. And he's getting into it on purpose. He's getting on the guy's nerves and like elbowing him and shit.
Yeah.
Because he knows he wants him to get mad. He wants to see him get mad, but use that emotion to be productive.
Productively.
Yeah, exactly.
That is such a... I don't like how accurate that is, because I wish that I was like that person that was equally as productive when I was just jolly, you know, which by the way was one of the words on Wordle not too long ago. Jolly.
Nice.
Great word. I love that word.
Threw me off a little bit.
Hey, dude, when it's not Christmas time, it throws people off.
Yeah, right? Oh my, it did throw me off. But, you know, it's so silly. Like, imagine, you know, to talk about a workout, you know, today. Personally, the company I'm working with, great. But the people we're working for have been a pain in my butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Dude, and I've been so like pissed about it, right? And I'm like, got home today and I'm, wanted to go work out. And I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and hit the bag for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it felt good. And I'm like, why can't I do this on a great day? Have a good 45-minute, 1 hour workout, not get distracted by anything. But, for some reason, when you tune in on that like annoyed type of feeling, I don't know. I don't like that. I wish it was different.
There's a video I seen recently on a podcast. I think it might have been on Modern Wisdom. I forget the guy who was on, but he talked about there's two types of motivations that work for people. There's like some people who can sort of motivate themselves without any sort of
like intrinsic like they're intrinsically motivated just by themselves.
And other people need a fire lit under them.
Yeah, that's extrinsic motivation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I remember a couple things from escuela.
Oh, I love it. I just love being a sponge of life. It's awesome.
It is very fun. But I want to just circle back a little bit. I guess we kind of talked about it. So the relationship between competition and comedy, you believe that it could be competitive and collaborative, right? But do you think that's the nature of the relationship between competition and comedy, or do you think people see it more like that?
No,
like that tennis, like the true tennis player, me.
It's you got to think about what we do, right? And the people we do comedy with, not necessarily the peers you and I work with, but just the game in itself. It's very ego driven, and humans are very ego driven. That's why I call my podcast Ego in the Morning. Yep. Not to plug or anything.
Plug it.
But it'll come back. It's been a year hiatus, so I want to bring it back. No, but I'm so fascinated as to like we can use the ego to either motivate ourselves, or we can use it to kind of like, push each other off and push each other away. Since you brought it up,
what made you come up with the name Ego in the Morning? All the way. Give me the backstory. You're starting a podcast. Was there a couple names you were thinking?
There was a lot. There were a lot of weird ones. I remember tweeting out, should I call it the Podgorski podcast? Which is my last name.
Yeah. I couldn't click on your Twitter. I tried. I found it, because I don't have one. I couldn't look at it.
Oh, I went through it. There's a lot of. I went through deletion.
I couldn't look at it. So
I definitely did a lot of backtracking and deleting. So.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't gonna make one to look.
Yeah, no, it's never that serious. It's never that serious. I haven't even used it in a long time.
The Podgorski podcast would have been fun.
Yeah, but I was like, yeah, exactly. I was trying to play on that, but I was like, this is kind of corny.
Pod squared.
Yeah. Wait, actually. This is fucking insane. In my Twitter name, it's my name, Nick Podgorski, and then like on Instagram, you can do like a little emoji next to your name or something. I did like a keyboard hack to where it was squared.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was. You can. I'm sure. Do you know about this? You can like numlocks or something like the right number pad, and it creates different like avatars on the keypad. It's insane.
Like smiley face and stuff.
Dude, you're giving me flashbacks to MySpace.
Man,
when you'd do your background and then you'd go into the code, and where it said like, asterisk black, you'd be like, I want it green. Yep. Everyone felt like a graphic designer for a second. Just typing green.
Typing green, yeah.
What do you do like the upper thing? Italic.
Yep. Exactly. Yo, that was fancy.
That's where MySpace is where I learned like color codes.
That's what it was, right?
That's dope.
The little, what are those things? It's not alligator. Now I'm throwing up real gang signs.
Yeah, you got it. University of Florida.
But yeah, right. The gator,
you're talking about the brackets.
The less than or equal to and stuff like that. Yeah, it's so fun. Oh my gosh. All right, let's keep it going. Are you excited to perform at the motherfucking Ontario Improv, coming to you June 12th with the Buddy System?
I am honored. It is a privilege. I am beyond excited. I can't wait to the day of or like the week before, and all that like anxiety and nerves hit, and that rush of like emotions and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait for all that. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm honored. Yeah, it's a privilege.
I'm very excited to go to the show.
Thank you.
You guys are gonna crush it.
Thank you.
I'm super pumped on that.
Thank you.
Do you have like when you got the news and stuff like that? Did you? Because it's hard as humans not to have expectations. You know what I mean? What was like the first thought that came to your brain?
To me, it was kind of like validation for the work I was putting in. That's what it really felt like. Because I'm never the guy to kind of like ask, or I don't think there's a single post on my Instagram of, maybe not since that one, of me doing stand-up. Besides like maybe the first show you and I did that we got paid.
The shit, dude, throwback.
Yeah.
Good Day with...
Good Day, yeah.
That was fun.
Good recall.
That was a long time ago.
But I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep this conversation on topic. I know I keep.
No, you're solid. No, that's fine. Tangents are cool.
Yeah.
Right? Tangents are cool.
Yeah, we go on a lot of tangents.
For sure. All right, cool.
And
cool.
I highlight what we're talking about so I know how to go back.
Cool. What did you ask me right now?
The first, that initial thought when you get, because like for me in my past, like good like shows, but for some reason it's crazy, like I should try to fabricate a really shitty day.
Tell me your experience.
Well, just like when I got asked, when Mike hit me up to do the Brea Improv the first time, it was like 3 days after I broke my hand, and I was being a big crybaby about it. And he called me, and then I was a big crybaby about something totally different, way more positive, right?
Yeah.
And then same thing with, which was a lot more meaningful, doing the improv with the homies, right? Like the crew, when I got to do it with the buddy system in the fall. Same thing. It was just, I was having a low day when George hit me up, and I was like, damn, this is, this feels better.
Yeah.
It's like that good news. So it's like, to me, I'm like, it's always a reminder that like there's positive stuff to look forward to.
Yeah. I'm glad you talked about that, because the other thing too is like, we still have to experience real life. You still got to deal with real life. Like for me, I was like going through some shit at the moment, and when I got that text, like honestly, everything else kind of went away. Because this is the only thing that I really like, not to say like care about, but this is the thing I'm the most passionate about. Like I want to spend as much time on my earth like doing this as much as I can.
It's the thing you're most selfishly passionate about.
Yeah.
Passionate. But yeah, that's the way that I describe it, because I care about a lot of things. You know
me
what
too.
I mean?
Yeah.
I care about the people in my life. I care about the things that I do. But the most selfish pursuit that I care about
Great
the
elaboration.
most, comedy.
Yeah. Without it. Yeah. Same. Equivalent. Yeah.
I even consider it more of a selfish pursuit. God dang it. That freaking... I'm not saying that word anymore. It brings out the lisp.
It's all good.
No, it's not.
More than the pursuit of fitness. Because, to a degree, you're healthy for the people you love, too. You know what I mean? Like, to live a long life, take care of those around you, all this shit. Right. All right.
No, but it validated the work for me, especially from peers that I respect. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm grateful, like for real.
I think it's gonna be such a dope ass show.
Me too. I'm excited. Hopefully, all you guys, please buy tickets. I haven't posted the link. I'm still working on how to work Instagram. All right, so
I can help you out.
Appreciate you. So I'll get that link going, but please come support it.
Yeah, go buy tickets to the Buddy System show June 12th. See Nicky along with our previous guests, George Ferrito, Carlos Patino, and more, all the friends.
Yeah, please support
people who will be future guests on the podcast, to be honest. You know what I mean? So yeah, go see them, get to know them before you get to know them.
Yeah, please. If not, I'll hold a grudge.
That's what my take was. I'm like, if you don't go, you're dead to me. Fucking, you hear me?
Yeah, I'll just shit on him in like 10 years or whatever.
Right. Do you have any comics that have really influenced you over the years?
Yeah, mostly Schultz.
Oh, really?
Schultz. I'm a huge, Schultz is kind of like the top of my food pyramid.
Now, when did you hear about Schultz? Were you like a guy from, I like Guy Code, type of thing?
Barely. It was more so like listen to the Breakfast Club in Charlemagne, and when I found out he had a podcast with Schultz, I fell in love with Schultz. And when I found out he was a comic, I loved him even more.
Oh, okay.
Those two podcasts on my kind of downer years, they really inspired me to get into comedy.
Very cool. I like Andrew Schultz a lot too. I think the first time I heard of him was during the pandemic. Not like, I feel like I had seen his face, but the first time I sat down and watched a thing from him was when he did that those talking videos during the pandemic, and he did the one on
turn your phone sideways.
Yeah, he did the one on, I think it was like Donald Trump and Joe Biden. That shit was hilarious. Yeah. And I remember sending it to my family, and then from then I would watch him every week. Yeah. And then that's how the interest began.
He's brilliant. He is I study him and I look to him as far as like a brilliant marketer and a person that knows how to work the internet nowadays as far as getting people attracted to comedy.
Yeah.
I think he's the reason we all do clips now. He was the first guy I see doing clips on a very consistent basis.
Yeah.
And just letting the people do the work for him.
Now, let's get your opinion. Do you like Andrew Schultz? He's always.
Know. I'm. It's very
different.
hard for me with comedians. Always, you know what I mean? Like it's just difficult. I don't know. I don't feel like me and him would get along very well.
Yeah.
and I take things like that very personally. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like me and him would be homies. You know?
I actually saw him live.
Comedians that I feel like I could be homies with.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. I get it. Hey, you're about vibes. I get it. I'm a big vibe guy.
Yeah.
I'm a big vibe guy too. I get it.
It's the same with like the Kill Tony guy. Like I don't think me and him would get along at all.
Right.
Like
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I'm a super nice dude. I just
Yeah. There's nothing
I
wrong
don't
with
feel like
that.
we click.
That's what I'm saying. Well, Connor's a little different.
No, honestly,
we wouldn't click.
there's nothing wrong with that. Like to me, here's the thing about comedy too is like there's flavors to it. It's like music. There's an endless amount of genres and like ways you can go about it.
I almost like it more if someone I don't like makes me laugh.
Me too.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I totally understand that. It's not that I know that some of the stuff they do is funny, but like I'm not gonna go out of my way for him. You know what I mean?
I get that.
Tim Dillon, 85 South Show. Who else? Rogan, obviously. Chappelle. Like.
Man, I don't think I've really listened to a lot of Rogan stand-up.
He had one. I don't remember the name of it, but he did this bit where he was like, he turned into like this gargoyle and he was doing it about the Kardashians. I thought it was brilliant.
Really?
Yeah, it was funny.
I think I know one bit about, which is actually a really great bit, about Muslims when they die, they get like 72 virgins.
Yeah.
And he's all, why would you want 72 virgins? Give me 72 sluts.
That's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And then
funny.
the whole thing just goes on like a bitch that knows what she's doing, you know? you don't want a shy girl or whatever.
I love it. Comedy's the best.
Yeah, that's a really funny. Yeah, but I guess I should because I know who he is. I'm like, it's actually kind of outstanding to me that he's one of the people I haven't like watched an hour of.
I've seen a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you approach your material personally?
To be honest, I kind of go about I respect and I kind of look to the way that Schultz does it sometimes, as far as like, let me take an angle you might not agree with and present it from a different way to where like, not necessarily you need to see the other side, but how like we're all kind of hypocrites and it's just funny. Like, it's just it's funny. We don't need, like, if you remove your own feelings and emotions sometimes and you see the other side, you're like, oh damn, life is kind of complex and crazy.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like when a bit like that you don't agree with makes you laugh, that's almost more fun.
Yeah, that's where, like, to me,
You know?
I have this thing where like I don't do jokes about women unless the audience is women, and then if they laugh at it, I'm like, okay, I know I got something here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, is that just a personal choice for you? Like, or you just don't feel like, you don't want to feel like you're punching down when it's a group of dudes?
No, because to me, I want to test it in front of the people it's about to see if it's actually funny.
Okay.
Does it reflect them in a way where they're like, oh yeah, I do that.
Oh, yeah. Where they can laugh at themselves.
Like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I like, to bring it back a little bit to like material and being a little selfish sometimes. I really like the perspective that Rick Rubin takes on, he's a musician.
Oh, I love Rick Rubin. Have you read his book?
I listened to his book.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Spotify gave you audiobooks with premium like earlier this year. Shit was tight. So,
That's so dope.
But it's only like 15 hours, but still you can get a decent amount in if you cycle in music and podcasts. Yeah.
You find out what your favorite books are.
Yeah, right. Literally you get to try them all. But I love that whole perspective of creating for yourself and then the audience will follow.
Exactly.
Right? I think that's a very wholesome way to create.
Yeah. To me, it's okay. Do you do this too? I'm sure we all do this. But do you ever make yourself laugh and you're like, damn, I hate that I make myself laugh?
All the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so to me, it's like if I don't find it funny or I don't think that there's any funny in it, I'm not even gonna try it.
Yeah.
But if it's about a certain thing or I want to like make sure it's funny, like because these people it might be about or something like that. This topic it might be about.
How do you feel about that whole like that comedy brand? Do you think you have a comedy brand?
What do you mean?
Like, what's your brand, Nicky P?
Shit.
Like you wear leggings. And
yeah, I do wear
running
leggings.
shoes. You've been, honestly, I'm gonna go back to the fact that I've been.
How do you know that?
I creeped on you because you're always wearing leggings, bro. And you were wearing them before they were cool. I saw a photo in like 2013. You were wearing leggings.
Isn't that one of the nicest compliments you could ever hear? Is like you were before it was cool.
Wait, yeah, before it was cool when it was still gay.
Yeah,
You were wearing leggings.
Yeah, I was a pioneer. Okay, listen. God, I love the way this conversation's going.
Do we have to bleep that?
No, that's good.
Cool.
I was rocking crew jeans, or not crew jeans, girl like Kohl's jeans before Cruise came out. So
they looked cool though. They looked like skater pants.
Yeah, they
for
worked.
half the price.
They were for like less than half the price.
Yeah.
See, not for me. Okay, this sounds kind of like dumb and ridiculous, and kind of like I'm putting myself on a pedestal, or like I'm bigging up my ego. But oftentimes I find out later on that I've been a trendsetter before I even knew it.
Oh, Nicky P, the trendsetter.
The tights, the fanny pack. When I played basketball, if you ask, I was wearing short shorts above the knee before they were cool now.
Damn.
I was tucking my sweatpants into socks before LeBron James.
I have a suggestion.
Please.
It's because you did what you liked.
Yeah.
You weren't doing it because other people liked it.
Never.
Yeah, that's
Peer pressure
typically
never
how.
worked.
That's how trends become trends. It's some person who didn't give a shit. I'm still waiting for the electric scooter trend to kick in around here because I'm riding my electric scooter a lot lately. But I get it.
Yeah. What do they call that? Somebody who's like look, I'm very contrarian. That's kind of like my style of comedy too. I'm contrarian.
Now, why do you throw yourself under that category?
I think by nature, I just observe whatever the crowd or the masses are doing, and then I just ask questions. I've always been a why kid.
Yeah.
And like, I think when you find out people are doing it just to appease other people, you're like, do you really need to do that though?
Yeah.
It gets annoying in that sense.
You're very ambiguous.
Yeah.
In the way you present yourself and the way that you tell your jokes.
Yeah. Yo, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Well, it's like I want to say another thing, but I'm worried it wouldn't come off like a compliment if I say it.
Please speak freely.
You want me to say it?
Yeah.
Okay. So like the way that you are on stage and the way that you present yourself, right? Like if someone came up before I had known you, if someone came up to me and was like, "Oh, yeah, Nicky's gay," I would have been like, "Oh, really?"
I've gotten that before too.
But if someone was like, same thing, like with, "Oh, Nicky's straight," like, "Oh, really?" Like, okay, like, because he's very ambiguous on stage. It's like the stuff that you say. It's like, wait, hold on a second. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love having people guessing.
I'm glad, because I was like, I don't want to say it like in a bad way, but it's like
not at
it's
all.
funny and it keeps you very neutral.
Yeah. I am neutral. Like I'm neutral.
And that's why some things that some people would say, like, oh, that's you say that on stage. It's like, yeah, fool, I can get away with it.
That's what the amendments are about, baby.
Yeah. Okay, you get it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad that didn't sound bad.
People don't know whether I'm like Democrat or Republican or whatever. Like I love being neutral. Like, okay, there's a thing.
You're very neutral.
Especially nowadays. Thank you for that. I love this. This is awesome. This is one of my favorite conversations ever.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. No, seriously.
And it's recorded.
It is, which is tight. Okay, so no, where was I going?
We're talking about comedy brand. You're saying you're very contrarian.
In today's day and age. I think
you're telling me you're an outlier.
In today's day and age, I love mysterious people. I love being mysterious. Something about mystery I've always loved.
I like it too, and I'm gonna bring it to one of your favorite artists as well, Max Bemis.
Oh yeah.
He does the same thing. Have you ever heard of the band Say Anything?
No, I haven't.
They were pretty. They tour, or Max Bemis tours, and they were pretty big. What would you say, like 2008?
Yeah, I guess around there.
09-ish?
Yeah, their stuff started to get popping off around between 2006 and 2008.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he writes a lot of his songs, like sometimes as if he's a woman. Like from the perspective of a woman. And I've always thought that was pretty cool, like very gender neutral.
That is cool.
And it's like one of those things. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Or he'll be singing about a man instead of singing about a woman. It's like, oh, it's eclectic.
Yeah,
you know. And
Great word.
He's singing about all different perspectives. Not every song has to be about himself, kind of deal.
I love that.
Me too.
And I feel like that's the best way to portray comedy too, is if you're able to kind of like take things that are relative to everybody. You know what I mean? Same thing like going back to COVID is like if you were only focusing on the jokes he wrote during then, those are very to yourself thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, some of those can work in maybe different scenarios, just insert a different scenario where society moved a different way for a different thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of that stuff is just dated and topical now.
Do you ever see yourself like going out of state to do comedy?
Yeah, for sure. I anticipate that. Like I plan for that now. Like I envision that, and like the things that I'm doing now, like that's I have to. This is the thing I feel like I was meant to do.
You're a very spiritual guy.
Yeah,
spiritual guy.
I am. I mean,
even when you got here, you said that you were driving over here with gratitude.
For sure. Yeah, why not?
So
today was awesome.
What's your gratitude like? Because I don't like to. I'm a grateful person, but I don't think I practice gratitude. And I think that's something I've always been a little confused by, practicing gratitude. To me, that's just not complaining.
Yeah, in this society for sure. I can see that. Yeah, no, but it sounds very cliche. It sounds very like, like namaste,
Are you talking more like when you are like thinking about your gratitude, you're reflecting on it and you're thinking about the things that you're grateful for, like stuff like that.
100%.
Like, it's kind of like Thanksgiving every day.
Every day.
Thank you, life, for this food. Thank you, Jesus, for this meal.
No, but he nailed it. Every day is Thanksgiving. That's why Thanksgiving is not a big deal to me. Like, every day I'm grateful for one, being alive, like being healthy. Like we take so many things for granted. The relationships I have with different people, like being able to do this, being able to pursue a passion and an art, something that's fulfilling. You got to put perspective. Perspective has always helped in life. And I think some of the things where like I'm curating now on my social media feeds, like the people that I'm following and looking to are pointing me in this continual direction of practicing gratitude and not taking everything so seriously. I've always kind of been this way.
Oh, okay. I like that other caveat to it, not taking things so seriously.
It helps.
Connor had me read this book called The Tao of Pooh. I think I want to probably...
I've heard about it.
I want to lend it to you on your way out today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ignore my highlights.
Thank you.
But that's one of the biggest things that I have a hard time with this because I am a very type B person when it comes to my day-to-day, my personal life, right? Like I can take a chill pill, I can take the back seat, I can relax a little bit, right? I don't need to be in the driver's seat all the time. But there's a lot of things in life, especially things that like I know I can work towards, I guess. That's the stuff that it really bugs me at. I am very type A. And when I call him the fat Irishman, Murphy, are you familiar with Murphy's Law?
Break it down for me one more time.
It's big in construction and engineering. It's basically
whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah, and the other part of it is if you think everything's going right, that means you looked over over something. You missed something. So basically, nothing can be okay.
It's very pessimistic.
Yeah, so not a very good way to live.
But see,
I understand it though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and you see that book kind of helped me fix my perspective a little bit with that. Because now I'm realizing like the things, because naturally I'm going to stress over shit, right? But the things I'm going to choose to stress over are the things I can actually control.
Yeah, that's it. That's the key.
That's the key to most things for sure. Is don't worry about things that you can't control.
It's so hard to define that though.
Yeah, well, definitely.
I think in Buddhism there's a saying where it's like just tend to the garden nearest to you.
Yeah, and the Book of Tao is actually it's a sect of Buddhism is Taoism. So
fire.
Yeah,
very very good type of. I mean, it's also again like the perspective of it all. It's taking Winnie the Pooh. And turning that into philosophy.
Sucker. Loved him as a kid.
Yeah, did
loved
you?
Him. Yeah, loved him. Heffalumps and woozles, baby.
Oh, there we go.
Gotta watch out for him. Those are like STDs.
Then it'll resonate with you too, right? Because that's one of the reasons it resonated with me is I remember watching this as a kid, right? Yeah. So many cool things about it.
Back when Disney like hid their, like sexual innuendos.
Did they ever hide them?
Maybe we're just kids.
I
Maybe
mean,
that's-
Yeah, we were just kids.
you're right. Never mind.
Dude, Tinkerbell's a slut.
Really?
Are you telling
I
me
don't
you
know-
never noticed that?
I don't know if she's a slut. She's just in love with Peter.
But some of the things she like, that little skirt, and then she's always like,
I ain't mad.
she's always flying away with her booty popping out. Like Tinkerbell's a hoe, dude.
She never wore underwear.
And then they'll pick her up and like just shake her around a little bit. They just make her twerk for that fairy.
Yo, she was, maybe she wasn't maybe she wasn't a slut because we don't slut shame here. Maybe she was just fast.
No, I slut shame.
Oh, okay, bet. Awesome. Me too.
I don't.
I'm just kidding.
Only male sluts.
Yeah, dude. Everyone could do whatever as long as it
I
don't
agree.
affect me. Don't come slutting up around my family, yo. Just kidding. We're gonna cut that out.
No,
Me being stupid.
no, keep that in because that's very Texas, right? Texas is just you do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing. We'll just leave each other alone.
Yeah, just don't
If you
do
don't
it
bug me, leave me
here
alone.
on my property.
Get off my porch, buddy.
Hey, if any sluts, if you want to avoid them, come hang out with me.
Connor, do. He loves those hoes. do.
That's his shameless plug.
Fucking little Ariel gave up her voice
That's wild. I hate her.
just for some legs and some dick.
Yeah, that's a guy named Eric.
Eric, a guy named
It was
Eric.
more than legs and dick. Come on.
She gave up her her family. Her family can only live underwater. And she said, I'm going to leave my family.
Her dad was a dick, though.
That's fine.
He didn't want to let her grow, Melissa.
Yo, but
Do you know what kind of pressures you have being the king?
Yeah, fuck him. I don't give a fuck.
No, seriously,
He realized at
right?
the end that he was a dick, did he not?
Yeah, but it was too late.
well, I think in a way, it's also like at the time she got out of the water, women weren't able to vote. So it's like, who really won? Ursula.
Ursula won. I'm trying to think of more Disney hoes. It's honestly fucking what's her name? What's her name was just asleep waiting to get kissed.
Yeah.
She can't control that. Why am I sticking up on her? Why am I sticking up for all of them?
Captain Save a Ho coming out, brought to you by Disney.
It was not her choice.
The next Avenger.
She had to wait for true
No,
love's
it's
kiss.
these weird evil ladies that are like for some reason you have to be kissed by fucking midnight by a dude in order to, it's their issue. Not,
Good observation. That's a good observation.
They got weird issues.
I like to think of the scene from Shrek. You know, when Lord Farquaad gets the mirror and they're like, the most eligible bachelorettes. She's been asleep for 100 years. She's got fair skin. You're looking at Snow White. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh my god.
It's like the dating show for Disney princess hoes.
We need to make sure that movie like survives history if this planet ever gets destroyed. Like,
Oh my
we
God.
need a tablet of that.
Anything Mike Myers to me, S gold.
Yeah, big part of childhood.
Yep. Gold. Austin Powers, gold. Shrek 1 through. Did we get to 3?
I think there's like
think
four.
there's four.
Shreks.
Shrek 1 to infinity.
Yeah.
Gold. Gold. Why can there be 25 James Bond movies, but we can only have.
Wow, I was a big James Bond fan. That's so tight.
Were you?
Yeah.
I liked it too. That's what made Austin Powers so funny to me.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite Bond? Say it on the count of
Daniel
3.
Craig.
Oh,
I like
all right.
I like James personally. James is my favorite Bond. I like James Bond.
James.
I was like, what? It was James. James Baldwin?
I literally am all Sean Connery,
don't
Timothy
remember-
Dalton,
oh,
Pierce
yeah.
Brosnan. I'm all going through them all.
I don't remember a Timothy Bond.
I
That's
think
funny.
to me, I gotta say Pierce Brosnan.
He was fantastic.
Because he was
Underrated.
the James Bond in GoldenEye, my favorite first-person shooter game.
Ever.
I feel that.
Ever.
I argue arguably the best first-person shooter game ever.
Same. I grew up on that. Yeah.
Not me. I didn't grow up on it though. So
What are
it's
you
not-
playing right now on PlayStation?
I'm playing Call of Duty multiplayer hardcore mode because it's just quick and easy and fun. It passes time whenever you're bored.
Hardcore mode.
Hardcore mode.
What's that
So
mean?
if you get shot once, you're dead.
Yeah, you
I
die
don't have
quicker,
to waste time.
You kill people quicker.
Yeah, there's no map.
Is that how you
no
play?
map.
There's
I don't
friendly
play Call of Duty
fire.
right now.
What are you playing right now?
The finals. Hop on. We're playing the finals together if you're down.
The finals? Which one is that?
It's free. It's like a Overwatch and Battlefield mix.
Okay, bet. The finals. I'll check that out.
Is that a first-person shooter game?
Yeah.
Okay.
2K.
Seems like your style. You like shooting.
Yeah. I
You
love
like
that.
shooting guns and shooting hoops.
Shooting guns, shooting hoops,
Right.
playing
NBA 2K.
playing American football. Rest in peace, John Madden.
Oh, okay.
You know what? That interesting thing about my life, I was never into sports when I was a young child, but one Christmas my uncle got me Michael Vick Madden. That was like 06, 07, thank you. And that got me into sports.
Was that 07? That was a 7, right?
07, one of them.
One of those, yeah. It was a
03.
year.
It was a year.
Yeah.
It was a time. It was a couple blue moons ago.
What's your favorite competitive sport to watch?
Oh, that's a great question. Maybe MMA, UFC. It's the highest stakes. It's everything's on the line. I want to get into that personally. I want to start like training or learning a skill.
You want to go fight?
I don't want to fight, but I want to learn either jiu-jitsu or boxing, one of the two. I'm trying to decipher. That's one of my goals for this year.
I've thought
Okay.
about boxing. Boxing sounds like
Yeah, I think
something I'd like to do.
When people see me running, they think I'm a boxer.
Well, it's a lot of cardio, is what I was gonna say. It's like
Yeah.
a bunch.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
cardio.
Hey, there we go.
You gotta bob.
Yeah, that's the
You
mating
do-
call.
You do. Wait, it's like that.
Yeah,
They bob like that.
yeah. I want to learn
Mike
something like that. A discipline.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not a bad thing to do. Especially because you've already got that discipline in you. You run, which I always want to tease you. Like, you can't go a minute faster, bro. You're always like 3 miles in 30 minutes. Do it in 29 minutes.
I could like today I did 3:1 in 30.
Did you post that?
Nah, lately I haven't been posting. I've been just kind of like doing my. I'm in. There's a thing called monk mode right now.
What's that?
Monk mode is a period where like people decide to sort of go very inclusive to figure themselves out. Like they don't feel the need to like post anything on social media, put any of their business out there. They just want to kind of like do things for themselves. Like when I was walking home from the gym today, I didn't have any earphones in, and I was like, "This is nice." And I was thinking the other day, I was talking to somebody, and I was like, "Do you think it's weird in today's society that people see me or like walking around? Like if I walk around by the ice cream shop at the gas station, you think like people are like, why is that human being walking?"
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Loitering and walking is different, though.
Like how you immediately got the loitering.
Yeah. Well, because it's different. You know, if you're just pacing around the ice cream shop,
No,
people are gonna be like, "Why is he walking at the ice cream shop?"
Yeah, for sure.
But if you walked in and grabbed a cone and then you walked out, they'd just
Yeah.
be like, "This guy
just bought some ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. No, I just
You're also not threatening. Like, let's say you didn't take a shower for a couple weeks and you started wearing old clothes.
Yeah.
You could look homeless.
Oh, believe me, I've been there.
And then the only difference would be that bum just got an ice cream cone.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fancy. Oh man.
I think it's funny because the episode hasn't come out yet, but we did a follow-up with our friend Miranda on her darkness retreat.
Tell me about that, please.
And you'll hear about it soon, but I will touch on one little thing about it. She did talk about that whole being constantly what's the best way to say it? Like, just constantly getting feedback, you know, like you're
Stimulated.
stimulus. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You're just constantly getting stimulated.
It's too much.
And you know, like you said, I walked home from the gym today
No
without
earphones.
headphones.
Yeah.
You know, that some people would look at that and be like, "Oh man, this guy's walking without his AirPods or whatever."
Homeless. He's homeless.
He doesn't own
He doesn't have
AirPods.
AirPods.
Yeah.
No AirPods. He's homeless.
So that's definitely a type of thing. I don't know. It's hard not to be distracted. I tried doing that the other day. I drove in silence. I was like, I'm gonna think of my set list, and I didn't do it. I just drove in silence.
That's tough. I'm not at that level. I need music and driving are they coexist for me.
Really?
They go hand in hand.
You don't do podcasts?
If it's a long drive, yeah. Or I've had a long day, yeah.
I did look this up right now, and it says Urban Dictionary defines monk mode as a state of being completely focused on and only on training. No women, no alcohol, no fun, only training.
Oh, well, maybe I'm not monk mode. Maybe I'm like choir boy mode.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm literally, what am I struggling with right now? There's this whole
Exclusively
thing
training, I'm not on that. No, you gotta live life too.
You've been venturing out more in your pursuit of your passion.
You, C's, and Sandy lit a fire under me, right before and during the new year. For you, it was the roast. I love what you said. You said that I was the least booked comic in the IE, which is true.
I said something else too. I said you meditate, you're spiritual, you're a crystal away from having a full-blown pussy.
Which is true too. Okay. Hey, why not? You can't beat him, join him. No, that's very true.
So that got you venturing out more?
That, and then there was one time when I randomly happened to be in the Apple Valley area, and C's and Sandy were up there, and they told me, if you have time, come by, watch our show, we'll hang out. I got to the end of the show, but we hung out, and they were telling me, like, we see potential in you, you just don't, you're too comfortable. You're only doing what you're comfortable or what you've been doing. And I think the three of you inspired me to, like, if I'm gonna take myself seriously in this, like, I need to venture out more. I went to Chatterbox once.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to a Wednesday mic in Claremont. Like, now I'm starting to venture. I'm slowly starting to branch out more, and, like,
I heard the pizza's good. I've been thinking about going out there.
You should.
I have such a hard time leaving.
And for you, it's a drive. From here to over there, it's a drive. For me, it's only like 25, 30 minutes.
Oh, very true.
Yeah.
You're a little more north than me.
Yeah, it's easier for me.
Yeah, closer to that.
But that place is dope. First Amendment Pizza Place.
Yeah.
There's a Wednesday mic, 8 p.m. Check the guys out. Feed That Funny. I'm going to plug them too.
Hell yeah. That's cool. I want to check out that mic one day. One day when I'm on a more relaxed mode.
I get you. Yeah, life. And that's the thing we talked about earlier. Like, that you got to do this and find time to balance it with real life.
Yeah. It almost makes real life better. Because I've always said, I'm like, we're all going to be tired anyway. Right? You might as well be tired doing something you love.
Yeah.
Right? Because
I had that self-talk.
If someone asks me at the end of the day, oh, how was your day? What'd you do? And all I said was, oh, I woke up, worked out, went to work. I'd be like, fuck. That's a little monotonous.
Right.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right.
I like having that other bit in there. Oh, I went for a walk. Even things like going out to dinner on a. It doesn't have to be a Saturday night to go to dinner. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm trying to get better at that though, because I'm always like, oh, I only want to eat out this many times a week. But I'm trying to throw that away. I'm like, I could make healthy choices when I go out.
Right. You can. That's true too.
Do you miss? Okay, besides the obvious, because Riverside is different from Blythe. Right? Do you, besides the obvious, like your friends and your family, right? Home, besides that part of it, do you miss living in the desert? Do you miss Blythe? Small town, that whole vibe?
It's fun to visit, but unfortunately I have a feeling it's going to become a ghost town at some point.
What gives you that inkling?
The more you go back, you start to see, like, businesses are starting to disappear. The river's becoming more shallow and shallow.
I didn't even know there was a river out there.
Yeah, it's right on the border of Arizona, so the Colorado River's there. That's what everybody does in the summertime.
Oh, okay.
You get everybody coming in from out of town, or we go to Lake Havasu for summertime.
Oh, okay. Nice. Havasu's crazy.
It's wild. My dad took us there one time, me and my younger brother.
It's funny, we were just talking about that the other day. Like, there's a big difference between, like, fathers and sons and then fathers and daughters.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. Well, it's like funny. Like, I did a show not too this was a while ago. I did it in Colton. It was at 3 Iron Brewery with Juan and Adrian, and there was a little boy, 15-year-old boy in the crowd, and shouts Lola. She got so thrown off because he was just a little boy, right?
I did this because I'm thinking of her material.
Yeah, right. So she was a little thrown off because it's a little sexually charged, right? And then I went up and I just started teasing the little boy, because he was wearing a shirt. It said ADHD as fuck. I'm like, what are you? You got that curly hair. You got that. I started just teasing him a little bit. Yeah. And then I was like, man, like, no. Like, I even made a joke about him, like, oh, you get chicks, don't you, with that ADHD? Like, just joking around with this little boy. And the dad was laughing. And, when me and Chantel left, I was like, dude, if that was a girl, and I was like, you're getting all the boys, honey. That dad would have been like, yeah, oh, it's so true. Oh, fuck no, right? Or even more, the dad wouldn't have even let her hear that shit to begin with. Yeah. And then same thing, her example, me and Chantel, when we were talking about this, she's all, it's the same thing when like parents, like dads would take their, and she said her brother, her dad took him to Havasu, and it's like, oh, look at the titty canal.
Exactly. Exactly.
You don't take your daughter to the dick canal.
No, you don't. You sure don't.
Well, no one would go to Havasu if dudes were doing the same thing that chicks were doing.
That is not true.
Yeah, everybody's.
There would be people. I wouldn't be there, but there definitely would still be people there.
Connor wants to see the boys wearing the bikini bottoms. But that's it's a double standard. You know what I mean? Like as far as the exposure goes.
Yeah.
I've always thought that's kind of funny.
That's a part of the thing that I tie into my material too.
As far as
just the observational double standards and hypocrisy all around us. Yeah. I
try to do that, right? But then I've noticed that sometimes when I start writing, I'm like, fuck, you're getting too real.
I think there's a way where, and you could easily do this, where like you just tie in your personality or your authentic observation and you can convey it in a way that it's funny. Yeah, you know how to work a joke. Yeah. I think that's the other thing too. I'm a big Bill Burr fan, and most of the time he's just, before and even now, like he's just up there angry at just observations from life. Yeah, right. And that's relatability too. Yep.
It's actually pretty interesting to me because like to go back a little bit towards your podcast. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying like you're angry on your podcast.
Oh yeah.
But you're passionate and it's a solo podcast. Yeah. So you're going. Yeah. Like right now we're hitting a little bit over an hour and it feels very natural to be talking with someone.
Like 20 minutes.
Yeah, right, because it feels natural to be talking with someone. I cannot imagine doing this.
Gotta roll his fucking neck.
Because he can do it. He can do it by himself. He streams.
Because he does Twitch,
Yeah, he streams by himself 4 hours. He does live podcasts.
That's him just being like, all right, that was the warm-up lap.
Yeah, he just fucking like, he's all this.
Yeah, I still have a ton of energy after this show. I could do 12 more.
See, but to me, I wouldn't know how to keep going on my own. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's different.
You would take current events and things like that, and you would kind of talk about it. And then I feel like only recently because you have been on a small hiatus from Ego in the Morning, but only towards like the last few episodes you were starting to have guests on.
Yeah.
You did so much alone.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And even then, like I think when I do bring it back, if I don't have guests, I'll go back to doing that too.
You'll stay consistent.
Tim Dillon inspired that part for me. Yeah.
He's such a good solo podcaster. Do you like Tim Dillon?
I haven't seen any of his stuff.
Chunky, blonde, gay dude?
I probably.
But you wouldn't guess it.
Yeah, you wouldn't at all.
The name sounds familiar. I think you've showed me some of the stuff, but I can't remember.
He's wild.
He's
love
so
wild
funny.
people.
Oh, you know what? I have seen him. I saw him on a couple podcasts, I think.
Oh yeah, he goes on a lot of them, and he also has a very popular podcast himself. But I think
he has like a Rolls Royce now.
Oh yeah.
Multiple properties all over the country.
Well, it's funny because like he's one of those examples as far as like a comedian that wasn't doing great as a stand-up comic, but then he started doing podcasting, and then people were like, "Oh yeah, he is funny." Right. And finally listened to his, but he was always funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a trip, but yeah, I think his podcast on like Patreon, I think it's been clocked in at like over $200,000 a month or something.
What was the name of his podcast?
Tim Dillon.
Yeah, Tim Dillon Show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Jinxies. What are your favorite? Okay, let me stay with this one real quick. Yeah. So you want to stay solo?
No, I want guests. Originally, like that, I was always huge on like the Rogan thing. And another thing, if I can give another quick
Connor
shout out
hates
to
Joe
the
Rogan.
podcast. That's fine. It's all good. That's fine.
Hate is a strong word. I said
Connor
he's
strongly
strong
dislikes
word.
Joe
I said
Rogan.
he's not responsible.
That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to defend him or anything.
I love you for that.
I
because
could.
you're not him. You're
Yeah,
Nick.
I could.
He defends himself. If he wants to talk to me, he can
Yeah.
talk
I'm
to
over
me.
here tattling on you. I'm all, he doesn't like him.
That's fine. I mean, like, I'm not going to defend him. I love Joe. Personally,
Yeah.
I love Joe.
Yeah.
He's just done a lot for me from where I've come from in my own
Yeah.
life experience.
I used to watch Joe Rogan Experience
Yeah.
all the time. Like, all the time.
Yeah.
I get it. No big deal. Him and then this other podcast that no longer exists, Dizzy Samiro. Those were kind of like ones that inspired me. But anyways, no, I want to have guests because I love conversation.
Yeah.
Like I love conversation, especially with people like who do what we do, who people do what Connor does, who people specialize in all kinds of different fields. Like that's the thing that I love about Rogan. He'll talk to anybody about
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
especially if they specify or studied and researched in a certain degree or backfield or something.
If they
like
were
that.
truly passionate and took it to the nth degree.
like Huberman, all these other guys. you
Yeah.
know.
I love the Huberman drama that was going on for a
Me
little
too.
bit.
It's so we're bored.
I didn't
There's
love
two
it
wars
for
going
what
on and we're
it,
bored.
I didn't love it for that reason. I loved it because everyone's like, "Oh, he's been sleeping with 6 women, 6 women," and then every post he had after that was like, "The 6 major reasons you need for sleep." Gangster, dude.
I love it. Yeah, a little fucking
gangster.
Salt Bay petty god.
My theory is he's like, damn it, I got caught, right?
Yeah.
And then he hit up one of his comic friends. He's like, how do I deal
Good
with
insight.
it? They're all troll it.
Yeah, good insight. Why not?
They're accusing you of 6 women, 6 reasons for everything.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. In most cases, and I think like there's something about. Even if it's raw, like if somebody's being themselves and we don't even like them and don't agree with them, we can still respect them for some reason. And I think just from observation, the more somebody leans into something, I'm like, hey, all right. The facts will come out, of course, always, whatever. And
Yeah.
this isn't in particular that or anything, but you just let time do its thing, and I don't know.
He said there's 2 wars going on and we're bored.
We're bored. Let the guy live.
This is America. If nothing was more true, this is America.
This is America. Let the guy live.
We're the land of distraction and the home of the free, right?
Yeah.
Nicky, anything else you want to tell the people?
No, I love you all. I love you. Thank you for having me. Connor, I love you. You guys are
Love
awesome.
you too, man.
Medium Podcasts loves you back.
Oh, I appreciate
yeah.
it. I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here, dude.
Yeah, anytime.
Plug your show one more time.
So my podcast is Eagle in the Morning. Check it out on Apple, Spotify. And June 12th, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Bring your fine asses to the Ontario Improv. Please, for the love of God. If not, then we'll give Ukraine more money. Me and my friends, the Buddy System, we are doing a show at the Ontario Improv. Please buy your tickets, all right? Come out, come see us. Have a good time. We're going to party.
I want to try something super fast.
Let's do it.
What's about to happen right now?
What happened? Did anything happen?
Wait, the.
I thought I programmed claps to one of them.
Oh, no, I didn't do it. Hold on.
Let's tie it.
I didn't do it right. I didn't do it right.
No, even the thought. I love the thought alone.
I didn't do it right. Because those little buttons are like preloaded sounds.
Yeah, it's like
I
Joe
didn't
Budden
do it
with
right.
a gunshot.
Dang it. Hell yeah, Nicky. Thank you for being here today. Thank you
you
for taking the time and coming out here.
Of course.
One of my dear friends.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Peace.